Hey guys, what's going on? This is another Outdoorsman 1 video. Today we are going to be opening Mike from Last Line of Defense, or LLOD as he goes by on YouTube and Instagram. We're going to be opening up his holster for my Glock 19. That's going to carry my Olight PL Mini. And stay tuned, guys. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open this guy up like usual. I think it's really cool. He's got the bag with the multi-cam colored bag. If you're a fan of him, you know he's kind of infatuated with multi-cam, so I think that's kind of cool. So we're going to open this guy up. Okay guys, so now that I've got this out of the package, I'm just gonna, I haven't seen it before in person, just gonna kind of go around it, see what I say, and as you can see, I've got the dark multicam color on the front side, the side with the clip on it, and then the back side I've got the safety or hunter orange on there. Like I said in a previous video, this is gonna be my bed stand. It's my firearm always stays in its holster. I never reholster it or whatever. That's the idea behind the charging port for the Olight PL Mini, which we'll get into a little bit later, so that I can charge it without having to remove my firearm, which is loaded. So this is gonna sit on my bedstand just like that, and I wanna easily be able to identify it. So that's why I went with the orange color. Also, I think the contrasting colors are kind of cool. So we're going to go from left to right on it. This is where the magazine goes. Obviously, nothing is cinched down at all, which I kind of like. But that seems to be very good. You can hear the tactile click when that little divot pops over the magazine catch there. So that's nice. I have bullets facing the firearm. That's usually how I carry in my We the People secondary magazine, you know, spare magazine holder, which I can kind of stash wherever, but I usually carry with this orientation, so that won't be any change in dynamics or training. Then moving over kind of down the side here, this is all amazingly smooth. I'm gonna show you guys that my firearm is empty, but with this guy, with the We the People, everything's rounded off, but it's just kind of square. But with this, it feels smooth. I don't know what grit sandpaper he had to use to run up and down the sides of this, but it's incredibly smooth. Coming up here, you've got these two retention screws there in the center, and you can see this kind of bend in there. I'm really liking that. I carry Appendix. Obviously, this is an Appendix holster, so that's that curve is really nice. Coming over here, I got the mid-length sweat guard, so you know it's going to kind of come up the back side of the magazine, but it's also going to come up the back side of the slide. I didn't want anything obnoxiously large because when I'm training with my firearm on the range and I dump a mag and my firearm is still in my hand, if I don't reholster it, I bend over to go pick up my magazine, these giant sweat guards like this one stabs into your belly. I know that's really not a big concern because you should reholster your firearm, but if you don't reholster it, you set it down on a table and then go pick something up for whatever reason, the longer sweat guards stab into it. So this is just a mid-length sweat guard. Then I really like the design of his hook. I was kind of just sitting here playing with it, and I really like that design. It kind of, the way that it absorbs kind of the sheer stress of being clicked on and off. It's absorbed here and in here, so it's not just one solid place. So it also, there's plenty of flexibility in there to be able to move it around a little bit. Then he's got this print that comes off the side here, which obviously you don't need as part of the holster, but he put these little indentions, kind of like serrations here on the side, so that your belt runs across that right there. And it stays pretty flush. So it kind of pushes this in, you know, like on a tier 1, you've got those little hooks that kind of do the same thing. So this guy is built into the Kydex, and this is a really sturdy Kydex. I mean, it feels, this feels chintzy, you know, compared to this, guys, and I'm very, very impressed, and I really like this holster, so nothing against that. But the main reason why I got this holster over any other one is because I just bought recently an Olight PL Mini, which, if you're not familiar, has the magnetic charging port, which I'll kind of get into at the very end of this video. But you'll be able to charge that light within your holster. So let's test it out, see if it works without the light. So obviously nothing's turned down, but if you don't have that light on there, it looks like, you know, it's not going to line up right. So if you intend on switching that up, might not be a good idea to get this specific model. So let's put that guy on there. I love the way this looks. Make sure she works still. Okay, cool. And then let's see here. Oh yeah. Okay. I like that already. That's very impressive. This is my first time ever even holstering it. So I'm a fan. It's very smooth. If you can see on this side of my Glock 19, there are some rub marks from where this holster against, you know, in my pants getting used every day. This pistol in my holster being used as my everyday carry firearm kind of got some of the paint messed up here and on the front as well. But what I can see is with this, it almost uses the majority of the retention from the light. And that being said, there's a perfect little rail, if I can show you here, right there for the bottom of your trigger guard to slide in there. So it's not going to rock around. Again, nothing is even turned down on this for retention. And we're retaining the magazine very well, and we're retaining the firearm very well as well. So I'm very impressed with that. And then, like I said, the majority of the retention, it appears to be coming off of the light itself, which is nice because, you know, with the majority of Kydexes out there, they kind of pinch in right here and right here on the trigger guard, and that's where you're getting your retention. And so that being said, with this guy's, you're getting all of your retention from that. And then also, good practice, that little belt guard right there, your trigger finger lines right up with it. So personally, I've taken a lot of classes as far as firearm safety goes, and one of the number one problems with negligent discharges of their firearm are holstering and reholstering. Obviously, holstering or reholstering is the most dangerous part of appendix carry because you're trying to clear your garment and stick a gun back in your pants. And if anything gets caught up in that trigger guard, that's when you're going to have that negligent discharge. So one good thing to keep in mind is when you're drawing your firearm out, to keep that trigger finger right on the side. Blackhawk Serpa holsters are great because that button is right here, and that lines right up with the side of your slide. So another cool thing is, you know, when you pick this up off your nightstand, you've kind of got something to rest your finger on, so you kind of have some purchase on it. And I really like that I kind of have something to hold on to. So without further ado, we're going to kind of take a look at some other parts of this holster. So when you buy an Olight PL Mini or any of the Olights, let's just say you get one of these Olights, it comes with this magnetic charging plate on the bottom, and some of you might not be familiar with that. So, opening this guy up, raise your hand if you have a smartphone. Okay, I have a smartphone. That means you probably have a USB port of some capacity, whether it's an iPhone and you're dumb, or a Samsung and Master Race. You've probably got a little cube. So you plug this into that little cube, and you take this guy and you pop it right there, and you charge your weapon light with your firearm still loaded, still chambered, and still protected. If you have kids, that's not a good idea. If you have people in your home that you don't trust with your firearm, that's not a good idea. Obviously, you should probably put it away in that situation. But I just feel very uncomfortable whenever there is a loaded firearm outside of a holster. Another part of this holster that I did not really even anticipate is the fact that being that it's a one clasp setup, you can do kind of a modified technique, which I've never been able to do with this very wide buckle of a We the People like this. I've never been able to tuck my shirt in. I go to church every Sunday, and I like to carry my firearm when I go to church in light of recent events where 5 concealed carry individuals pulled their firearms out at a guy that tried to shoot up a church yesterday. I work in a professional environment. I usually wear something very similar to this, where I'm wearing cowboy boots, blue jeans, and a tucked in long sleeve shirt of some sort. And this is kind of my usual everyday what I wear. And it's been kind of hard for me with this sort of a holster to accommodate appendix carry. And if you're a carrier, you might be able to find the intricacies of where I'm printing. But for all intents and purposes, I walked out of the bathroom with this on, and nobody I knew that I was, everybody thought that I had just taken this holster off. So I am not trained with this holster in any means at this point, but it is very good at not printing, especially with it being tucked in like it is. So it does conceal very well. People might not like this, but from the videos that I've watched, you can see that the holster rocks side to side like this. And from the videos that Mike has put out about his holster, he's engineered it to do that. He had tried it with 2 clasp. He's tried it in a configuration where it won't rock side to side like that. But when it rocks side to side like that, it becomes much more comfortable to do day-to-day movements, going to pick up a box, going to do something like that, going to bend over to tie your shoes. It becomes increasingly more comfortable when your holster can fit to you, and then when it also can bend inwards in that center fold that I was showing you. I say this is a really good holster. It does everything I need it to. There's very little extra space that's being wasted. It doesn't print. You can tuck it in. It moves with your body side to side. You can get back into it very easily if you need to. And then also you've got that spare mag right there. And I've also seen Mike in some of his videos. He runs a karambit off of the side, a self-defense knife, and he runs that off of this screw, which I might look into. I do carry a couple different fixed blade knives as commonly, I wouldn't say extremely common, but I do, and I have experimented a little bit with that, fighting knives and push pins and things like that. Boom, nightstand, get that one on there, plug it right into the nightstand, it charges. Somebody breaks into my house in the middle of the night, this just automatically pops off. Great design. Mike, you built a great product. I hope you watch this, and thanks for getting it to me. I bought this on Black Friday, and I've got it about 3 weeks later. He said 3 to 4 weeks as far as the lead time goes. Got it about 3 weeks later. So I couldn't be more pleased, and stay tuned for some range time with it hopefully this week, and we'll see how it runs. Thanks, guys, for watching. As always, this is Outdoorsman 1. Be good, be ready, be dangerous. Have a good one. Happy New Year's.